and this is a retro story-based adventure game that takes place in a post-apocalyptic sci-fi world. The game offers modes for solo, cooperative, or competitive play, and at the start of each game, players can choose their hero, and then the main quests and side quests will be drawn for players to try and complete. And there's a few different cards that players can gain throughout the game. There's the location cards that can be played on the map to modify the board and determine the story that's going to be unfolding. And then there are the item cards that can be played onto your hero's inventory, and it basically just gives them some special abilities or recovers their health or things like that. And then finally there are the character cards that can be played onto the map to help your hero, or they can be used to complete the requirements of the different quests. But the way this game works is that players are going to be using their actions to move around and explore a main map, and you might enter different locations that have aggressive beasts, and if you do that, you have to engage in battle. Or you might find yourself entering a location with more docile beasts, and these ones won't attack you on sight, but if you do spend another action point, you can choose to attack them, which will put them into an aggressive state and will also trigger a battle. And anytime you enter a battle with a beast, you're going to want to check their card for any special effects that might change the way that the battle flows. And each player has a player board with their own set of stats, and you're going to be combining your speed with a dice roll and then comparing that to the enemy's speed in order to determine who attacks first. And once that's determined, combat's going to go back and forth between the characters until one character is defeated. And inflicting damage works very similar to the initiative, where you're going to be checking your attack power and then combining that with a dice roll in order to issue that amount of damage. Of course, you can also have different attack bonuses or play cards in order to augment that value, and it can also be defended by a defense value of your opponent. But if you feel like the enemy might be a bit too strong and you're not quite ready to take them on, you can always try to flee. And this isn't guaranteed, but it is always an option. But if you are defeated, no player ever dies in this game. Instead, you are just put unconscious. And if you're ever put into the unconscious state, you're going to be doing a skill check at the start of each round to see if you're able to get out of it. If it's failed, you lose your turn for that entire round and you remain unconscious. And that's obviously not a great thing because all the characters and enemies will regain health and actions each round, but if you're in an unconscious state, then you just kind of remain at the state that you are while everything else is getting stronger. And the second edition of this game is going to be updating the rules to make them faster and more streamlined, while also allowing for more actions and exploration to occur. And if you already have a copy of the original game, there will be an upgrade pack as well to get you everything that you are missing in that original release. And the campaign is also going to introduce 2 new expansions that are going to introduce some new characters in the game, as well as some new mechanisms and effects that you haven't seen before. And of course, if you want to know more, I have links in the description below.